Watch the rise and fall of 3 lion prides in one breath. Witness the cruelty and ruthlessness of the animal world, interpreting the most authentic survival laws of nature. This is a rare scene in the animal world. 2 major lion prides erupt into a chaotic battle for survival. Nearly 30 lions participate in the fight. The intensity is simply unimaginable. The pride with more members ultimately suffers a crushing defeat. This is a very profound and painful lesson. One young lion suffers severe injuries. The defeated pride, in order to save their companion, ultimately chooses to endure humiliation. It also lets us see that these fierce beasts have very complex emotions. Watching it makes one want to cry. In Tanzania's national park, there is an open woodland area where something jaw-dropping happens. Lions and hyenas actually live in harmony, becoming the most wonderful neighbors. As everyone knows, hyenas are often seen as delicacies in the eyes of lions. A rare peaceful coexistence is enacted. The Glade Lion Pride inhabits this area, though their members are few. Only 2 adult lionesses and a few cubs. The little cubs play carefree, completely unafraid that hyenas pose any threat to them. One day, a herd of impala intrudes into the lion's territory. The pride's leader knowing it's time to hunt. The impala are extremely vigilant. They flee quickly at the slightest disturbance. Under normal circumstances, hyenas and birds would shout loudly upon discovering danger. But this time, the hyenas remain silent, quietly following behind the lions. The impala carefully observe the hyenas' reactions. Yet the surroundings are calm. No abnormalities appear. Until the hyenas appear safe and sound, the impala completely let down their guard. In fact, this peaceful scene before them is a clever trap set by the hyenas. At the same time, another true hunter has quietly approached. The hyenas pretend to be nonchalant, as if waiting for a signal. The lionesses, with rich hunting experience, soon one impala falls into their jaws. Thanks to the hyenas' tacit cooperation behind the scenes, the lion's prey is almost within easy reach. The lion's dinner naturally goes to the hyenas' superb acting skills. So why do the hyenas willingly side with the lions? The reason is they know well. Only when the lions are full will they not turn their attention to the hyenas. After all, hyenas are not the lion's primary prey. Both sides can coexist peacefully. Although the Glade Lion Pride has few members, their life is quite comfortable. But peaceful days are always short-lived. At the edge of the pride's territory is a river bend, with open terrain and sparse vegetation. There is still water in the dry season. About 18 kilometers east of here, a large herd of buffalo arrives from the arid highlands. They urgently need to find water. Closely followed by another lion pride, shadowing them like a ghost, watching intently. This is the Ngongoro Pride, led by a stunning and experienced lioness. Though members are not many, each is a brave warrior. Their original territory has become barren due to drought. Prey migrates far away following water sources. The Ngongoro Pride has no choice but to follow the buffalo, becoming true nomads. They have no fixed home, always following the buffalo's footsteps, even crossing into other prides' territories. Buffalo are huge in size, fierce in temperament. Most lions keep their distance, but the Ngongoro Pride has honed a set of skills specifically for hunting buffalo habits. Knowing the elderly, weak, and young members are often placed in the center of the herd. These are their primary targets. At this moment, the pride locks onto a buffalo calf, launches an attack, creating chaos. forcing these weak buffalo to separate from protection, then using dust as cover, easily deliver a fatal strike. Though the buffalo herd loses one member, they still resolutely continue forward. Under the scorching sun, the herd marches step by step toward the water source against the blazing heat. The Ngongoro pride follows closely, tightly tailing. Days of traveling. Hunger has long tormented the pride unbearably. This time, their target is a robust adult buffalo, with seamless cooperation among pride members. This hunt is bound to go smoothly. In the eyes of the Ngongoro pride, this buffalo herd is their prey in the bag. They absolutely won't allow other predators to interfere. The lions drag their families along, tailing all the way. They are heading toward an unknown challenge, about to step into the Glade Lion Pride's territory. About 2 kilometers east of the open area, there is an ancient baobab forest. That is the home of the Oba Lion Pride. This pride has numerous family members, up to 30 or more, composed of multiple adult lionesses and cubs. Their strength is formidable, far surpassing ordinary prides. Regrettably, they lack the protection of a male lion. The first batch of buffalo arrives at the baobab forest. But they are not the ones followed by the Ngongoro pride, but another group migrating from north to south. In previous years at this time, the Oba pride would take the opportunity to hunt buffalo. But in recent years, drought has become more severe. The buffalo are unwilling to linger in Oba's territory, heading straight to open areas in the forest to find water. If the Oba pride follows, they will inevitably enter the Glade pride's territory. Despite this, the pride leader Oba still couldn't resist the temptation of the feast. Decides to lead the pride away from their habitat. This decision would make him regret for life. The pride soon suffers major losses. Meanwhile, the Glade pride's territory becomes bustling, facing the annual migrating buffalo herds. They are no strangers, but this time discovering 2 buffalo groups, gathering at a river bend from opposite directions. Or else is their alarm. One from the baobab forest, the other followed by the Ngongoro pride. This situation worries the Glade pride greatly, not because there are too many buffalo, but fear that outsider lions will threaten their own cubs. The Glade pride has only 2 adult lionesses, limited strength against outsiders. The Glade leader is wise and decisive, chooses to lead the cubs to evacuate the area, return to their territory after the storm passes. Meanwhile, the nearby river bend welcomes the arrival of 2 buffalo herds, dense like a vast army. After days of travel, they are parched and desperate, frantically drinking water. Just then, the Oba pride also arrives here, facing this unfamiliar land. The pride doesn't choose to rest, instead, hurriedly engages in hunting. This is undoubtedly another unwise gamble. They begin carefully selecting prey, spreading out to prepare for action. The buffalo keenly sense the danger, suddenly becoming chaotic. The Oba pride is forced to launch the attack. The battlefield instantly falls into chaos. The lions struggle to focus fire and fight, leading to a complete collapse of team coordination. Even more troublesome, the buffalo suddenly launch a counterattack, catching the pride off guard. The situation becomes increasingly uncontrollable. The Oba pride made a fatal mistake. They shouldn't attack while the buffalo are drinking. The buffalo traveled thousands of miles to quench their thirst. Now you block their right to drink. Isn't that forcing them to fight desperately? The buffalo naturally unite as one, vowing to resist to the death. Up to now, the Oba pride's hunting still attempts to capture buffalo, but with little success. All efforts ultimately go down the drain. The pride not only expends massive energy, but ends up with nothing. Even more troubling, the fierce Ngongoro pride has arrived here. They absolutely won't allow a strange pride to steal their prey. This is undoubtedly the spark of provocation. Though the Ngongoro pride isn't large in numbers, each member is exceptionally brave. They won't back down easily. Oba also notices this threat. An ominous premonition arises. Probably considering the numerical disparity, the Oba pride gains confidence. Decides not to retreat. Both sides immediately become tense. The Ngongoro pride sends a young male lioness. The Oba pride counters with 3 lionesses combined. The vanguard falls defeated, fleeing in panic. Both pride leaders are lionesses. The Ngongoro leader charges at the front with overwhelming momentum. Both sides confront head-on, neither willing to yield. Seeing the crisis, the buffalo don't dare linger. Turn and flee the area one after another. A massive inter-pride battle ignites like an arrow. The scene turns into chaos. Such a large-scale lion melee is truly rare and heart-pounding. Surprisingly, the numerically superior Oba pride is defeated, beaten badly, retreating step by step. Even more heart-wrenching. In the Oba pride, a young lion is severely injured surrounded by the Ngongoro pride. Facing this injured companion, the Ngongoro pride could have quickly ended his life. But they choose not to. Instead, using biting to torment him, making him struggle and scream in pain. The Ngongoro pride is indeed a barbaric and cruel nomadic clan. Such methods are merely to let the screams reach the opponent's ears. This forces the Oba pride to halt. Their companion, the Oba pride stands frozen, momentarily unsure what to do. At this moment, leader Oba's heart must be in turmoil. A blood-related companion is being tortured right before them. Yet they are powerless. The Ngongoro pride delays the fatal blow. The screams continue echoing in the air. While the Oba pride is too exhausted to fight, yet unwilling in their hearts to abandon this injured family member. At this very moment, the only way to save the injured companion is for Oba to submit to the opponent. Facing this heavy choice, Oba ultimately resolves to, with the pride members following behind. He knows submission carries great risk, possibly even death. But he fears not. It is precisely this moment that lets people truly feel the complex emotions deep in the hearts of these fierce beasts. Oba prostrates on the ground, humbly submitting to the Ngongoro pride leader. The Ngongoro pride's strategy is exactly this, using cruel torment to force the opponent to bow. After achieving their goal, they withdraw, leaving the pride members surrounding the injured companion. As the saying goes, blood is thicker than water. At this moment, their hearts ache like being pricked by needles. Though they retrieve their companion, the injuries are too severe to recover. After this humiliation and submission, what they get in return is this outcome. At this time, the sun blazes like fire. Some lions head to the water to cool down, quietly waiting for the injured lion to stand again. Time passes like flowing water. The scorching sun mercilessly bakes the earth. Also gradually eroding the pride's patience. Considering the safety of the entire pride, leader Oba has no choice but to lead the pride back to their familiar habitat. He knows his pride and impulsiveness drag the pride into danger, though regret comes too late. Mistakes cannot be repeated. After a long time, the pride gradually disperses, leaving only one member behind. She is the mother of the injured watching lion, her child severely injured yet unable to help. Her helplessness and pain are indescribable. The only thing she can do now is stay by his side, but ultimately bites the bullet and because the young lion's injuries are too severe, his spine bitten off by the enemy, the child cannot recover, can only linger for a few days. With the arrival of vultures, undoubtedly the end of this young life, If humans could intervene in time, this cub might have had a chance. However, nature's laws cannot be violated. Forced intervention would only disrupt ecological balance. The young lion ultimately falls under the scorching sun, becoming a sacrifice in the pride conflict. Time comes to dusk. The Glade Pride returns with some caution and self-awareness. Only after the two outsider prides withdraw dare they return to their familiar home. They see the young lion's corpse. That tragic scene seems to linger before their eyes. The sorrowful land seems to return to peace. But in fact, the storm is far from over. Soon after, as the powerful nomadic male lions follow the buffalo herd's footsteps to arrive here, new challenges quietly descend. Prides fight for survival once more, unfolding another heart-stirring contest. The wonderful story is far from over. On this vast grassland, life continues in its unique way. Sometimes with exquisite cooperation, sometimes with fierce confrontation, sometimes with wise retreat, sometimes with heroic sacrifice, just like the Glade Pride. Knowing how to coexist harmoniously with hyenas, and like the Oba Pride, interpreting the true meaning of blood ties with their lives. Survival requires not only strength, but more so wisdom. Success requires not only the right choices. Survival requires more than just strength. Success requires not only wisdom but also courage. The right choice is even more necessary.